In the military, there have always been inter-service rivalries. You see it each football season. During the Army-Navy game, you hear jokes, sometimes crude, in every barracks around the world. Even within a service, there are rivalries. There has been a rivalry within the U.S. Army between the infantry and the cavalry, and this goes back to our infancy as a country. Aloha New Hope, Pastor Gavin here. You know, years ago in 2005, I was assigned to an infantry battalion that was replacing an armor unit in Baghdad. Armor used to be called cavalry. They rode horses, and generations ago, the horses went away and they were replaced with tanks. And now the branch is called armor. Some of the units are still referred to as cavalry, and that rivalry between infantry and cavalry exists today. It doesn't take long for that rivalry to manifest itself. The cavalrymen would call infantrymen crunchies because that's the sound we would make when they run us over. We would call them hatch-plugs because they would plug the tank hatches as they tried to squeeze into them. Now, they weren't really that fat, and we would not really get run over, but you could see how the relationships would play out. As a Kalohe young officer, I would sometimes go onto the roof of our building and drive golf balls into the tank convoys that would be coming into the main gate. I would get a kick out of the loud thud as it hit the side of the track. It probably stopped a few hearts, but at the time, I thought it was lots of fun. When it came time for the armor unit to head home, they provided us with every advantage that they could. They equipped us with all of the knowledge that they had accumulated over the previous 12 months. There were no egos to protect, nothing to hide, and no rivalry in sight. The church, like the army, is made up of many parts that operate like a body. No part is more valuable than another, with each having a unique function. No part can function alone. The calling of a pastor is no more important than the person who sets up chairs. Each ministry has equal importance in God's kingdom. For just as we have many parts in one body, and all the body's parts do not have the same function, so we, who are many, are one body in Christ, and individually parts of one another. Romans 12:4-5. The infantry and armor both perform unique and critical functions in the combined arms force. Even down to the individual rifleman or the lone scout, each soldier has a critical role in the fight. In ministry, the Lord equips each of us not with a rifle, but with spiritual giftings. Our gift mix is unique as we are from one another. Each person has been gifted by the Lord to perform a function for His kingdom. Every one of us has a purpose. Now there are varieties of gifts, but the same Spirit, and there are varieties of ministries, and the same Lord. There are varieties of effects, but the same God who works all things in all persons, but to each one is given the manifestation of the Spirit for the common good. 1 Corinthians 12:4-7. As unique and special as we each are, we cannot go it alone. No soldier will enter the battlefield by himself, just like none of us are called to do life alone. We were designed to be together. God set the world in motion in the beginning of time with the intent that you would be born at this time and this place. You could have been born at any time in history, but He chose you to be here and now. We are the team that He created to work together here in the last days. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you also were called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. Ephesians 4:4-6. Thank you for joining me this week, volunteers. If you have any questions about your spiritual gifts, or if you want to go over your spiritual gifts test, Come and see me during the weekend services in the Connection Lobby, or send me an email at volunteer@inuhope.org. If you want to learn more about leadership, join me this coming season in the School of Church Leadership. Visit inuhope.org/events for more information. That's all we have for this week. Thanks for joining me. I hope to see you at weekend services. God bless you.